Muncher. The Muncher. Oh, voice meter. I always forget something. Boom, done. Bup, bup, bup. Man, what the hell? Alright, I'm just gonna, time to move on over. Fuck. Why is it red? What the fuck? What is this? Oh man. Oh, I think I might need to turn on my AC. At least on, give me a bit of wind. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Fuck it. Give me wind. Give me that wind. Give it. Nice. Facing. Oh lord. Okay, so there's a bug. There's a spider on the wall. A tiny, super tiny spider. Hold on. I need to kill it. Annihilate it. Hold on. I don't want any spiders growing. Wait. Look. God. I've been seeing so many little spiders. I mean, I'd rather see tiny spiders than bigger ones. But you know, makes me think, has a bigger spider been laying eggs somewhere? Maybe inside my walls? Which is, you know, honestly, very likely. Red. That's right. You know, summer's coming. I don't know why I'm making it about summer. No, summer doesn't deserve any credit. Red. Why? The why is not important. It's about why not. Oh lord. Okay, I got bread. I got bread. NT reference. It wasn't supposed to be. Actually, I started making I started kind of, I guess, making this heavy right before I right before I played NTE, and then the only thing that I made that I guess it's kind of a I don't know. The only thing that I got inspired from the character from NT was the contrast between the black ears and the red hair. Because everything else, I was just on the Abby, I was like, oh yeah, this looks good. So they put the design. Yeah, didn't they use they use AI or something for the characters? I don't know. I haven't looked too much into that. They looked at they looked at this. They used this as reference. No, it was actually funny. Cause at first, actually no, I was gonna say at first the hair I had before it was more similar, but not really. It wasn't really. Is it the character is called Nanali, right? From NTE. Also, hold on, this music's a bit. There we go. And she doesn't have any kind of twin tails, right? It's just like long hair. The hair I had on this Abby before was also twin tails, just like a lot like thicker ones. I don't know. I got rid of those because. Well, I like this one. I like these more, and also the other ones just were not very easy to work with at all. I could barely do anything with them. Also, they were like a whole just one thing instead of being divided into multiple parts. Anyway, this one is a lot better. Like another gotcha. I mean, I tried it. Honestly, I still have it installed in case I want to play it again, but I don't think it's a bad game. It's just, for me, gacha games is like, if I'm already playing one, it's very hard for me to get into another one, because they're games that you already will spend a while. At least, for example, my main gacha is Zenless. I love that game. I try to go at least every day on it just to do the dailies at least. 50 gigabytes. I think, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not that affected by seeing those numbers now because I'm so used to games being that big. Actually, I don't even... How big is Endless? I'm pretty sure it is also quite big. Is it here? Endless is... oh damn. 61 gigabytes. A little bit big. Let me see how big NTE is now that I have it downloaded, because it might be different. It is 51. Okay, yeah. I know. I also have actually do have a third gacha game installed, because it's a game that I started playing a little bit before NT came out, because it also came out not long before. I think it came out in the same month as NT, I don't know. But it's called Mongil or Mongil, I don't know. Mongil Stardive. It's not very well known at all. It's a very less known gacha game. I played it for a while. I don't really play it much now. Oh, it's only 10 gigabytes now that I look at it, goddamn. It's definitely a more simple gacha game. There's not as much complexity to it. I don't know what made me play it for a while. Honestly. 1 gigabyte but limited internet. Ah, I see. I got like, man, storage is pretty important, especially when you want to save VODs and other videos and shit. I got a one storage thing with that is 2 terabytes. I got 2 others that are each 500 gigabytes, and then an extra one that's like 200 something. So thankfully, I don't have storage issues. Actually, no. I do have storage issues with my main drive where Windows is installed. I don't know. It is a 500 gigabyte storage SSD thing, but I don't know why, but I keep filling it up and I just can't find something that I can delete. 'Cause right now it's at 63 gigabytes free out of 460. And I keep looking through my shit that I have here and I just don't know what to delete. I think I'm just gonna have to somehow find stuff that I can move over to other drives. Because not long ago I had only like 40 gigabytes free, which you don't want to have just a little bit of space free on, especially on SSDs, because it can affect them. Unity Project with 200. God, yeah. These fucking Unity shit. I don't know how much I have on mine. I don't think it's definitely not. It has definitely not reached 100 gigabytes. But I think it might be around 50, maybe. Actually, I should be able to check maybe. Apipidata. No wait, it's not here. BRC. It should be this. Counting 20. Almost at 30. Is it not even 30? Oh yeah, 200 gigabytes definitely bigger than a game. Oh okay, I only have like 28 gigabytes of Unity stuff, so definitely not that bad. But stuff from since 2022, that is a long time. My Unity stuff, I guess it's only from last year until now, because I only started messing with it last year. Size of whole upgrade thingy, like upgrade level 5 characters without level. And 5 characters without a level. I'm not sure if that's what I'm used to. Yeah, 5-star character does. Oh, okay, I think I see what you mean. Like you need to get the character again to upgrade it, in a way. Yeah. That's definitely just for people who have money, I guess. In my case, I've been playing Zenless almost since it came out. I think I started playing it like a month after it came out in 2024. I've been playing it almost every day ever since. I love that game. But I've never put a single cent in it. But honestly, I've been able to get pretty much all the characters that I wanted. So that's good. Even some engines as well, like some, I guess you would call them the weapons or whatever for the characters. Also managed to get some. Not a single cent! I've been able to get most of what I wanted. Very nice. It's like, yeah, since I guess introduce it. Yeah, it's how they make their money, I guess. Gotta make some money somehow in free games. I have to worry about getting him again. Yeah. I don't even worry about getting them again. If I get them once, it's like, hell yeah! And then maybe I go for the weapon. In this case, I'll call them the engines and Zenless. Maybe if I got enough pulls, maybe I'll go for the weapon. Oh no. The poor monies. Thankfully, in my case, I have some. I mean, okay, I do want to assume, or I do want to believe that I have some pretty good self-control, and I do. But honestly, even if I didn't, it's not like I could really put any money into these things, because I'm broke as fuck. But hopefully, I'm really hoping. I don't know. I'm trying not to think too much about it because I don't want to get disappointed if I don't get it. But hopefully, I will have a job soon. Finally. But I don't know. I don't want to think too much about it. I don't want to put that idea in my head that it's gonna happen soon because it could very well not happen. Because there's nothing is confirmed so far. But yesterday, I went to an interview on person, not online or anything. It was on the fucking place, on the job place. Even it was like me and some other people that were also there for an interview. We were just one of the people there. They just walked us around the whole place, showing us how the work is, how it is, conditions, whatever, a lot of stuff. They also said that there's always openings for that job showing up, so kind of telling us like, oh, even if you don't get accepted now, you could always get accepted later, I guess. That's good. These ones before the parents I used to eat with $1 a day. How do you eat with just $1 a day? How does that happen? What do you eat? Fucking bubblegum? What the fuck? You just eat a chocolate bar? Actually, is that even a chocolate bar? That's just €1 or $1. During COVID. Still though. You can't even get a meal for that much. You're just drinking water. Just boxing some chips. Please don't tell me that's all you were eating daily. Oh god. How are you alive? How do you live? Generally. You're not human. What the fuck? Oh my god. Right. You want to lose weight? Just follow this simple strategy. Drink plenty of juice, eat plenty of chips, and use the rest of the money on gacha. Works every time, flawlessly. My goodness. I bit my tongue. Oh. Hang on, I bit my tongue. Oh, more clothes were expensive. Man. Well, I just hope. I just hope you have better money control now. Since you said that was in COVID, so 6 years ago. Did you learn? Did you learn your lesson? Let's go with 3 years ago. Well, when people say COVID, I always think about 2020, which was, you know, the first year when it happened. So 2020 was 6 years ago, which is insane to think about. I feel old now. What the fuck? Kill me in game. I think the fingers are kind of fucked on this Abby if I do this. Ah, actually. Maybe it's the left hand. Oh my god. What the fuck? Wait. Okay. Oh my god, what is wrong? Ah, ah! What about this hand? One, two, three, four. Okay. How is it even? Sometimes this surprises me, honestly. Sometimes I just what maybe I would say maybe 10 years ago. You couldn't do this, right? You couldn't do this with a fucking shitty webcam. No, you needed expensive uh things, gloves. I don't know, something like that. Insane. Look at this shit. Woo! Technology. Technology is insane. That is disabled. Yeah. Oh my god, that happens to me too sometimes. What happens to me a lot? I don't think it really has been happening this stream so far, but usually what happens to me a lot is the left hand just like goes above my hand like this. I don't know. It just stays there sometimes. Like there's a ghost trying to scratch my head. Fucking ghost trying to pat me, man. Yeah. It's always like that. It's always the left hand just going somewhere over here. I haven't really seen it happen yet today. It's kind of funny. That's why I usually just disable it if I'm playing something. Also because I think it might save some resources as well, maybe. But yeah, if I'm just chilling like this, I'll just keep it on because yeah, why not? Me. Kind of funny. Man, I grabbed some bread with chorizo. I'm already full, man. I only ate like half of it. Face tracking is good on VLC. Yeah, I've been noticing that it's not bad. It's weird because when I compare it to Wardo, there's like a few things I can notice that in Wardo it's better, but then there's also other things that on VLC it seems better. It's like each one has their own little good and bad things. Face tracking for boat. Yep. Yeah. Man, it's kind of funny because like in my case, if I'm on desktop on VRChat, I have the two only things pretty much that I don't have when I'm playing in VR, which is face tracking and hand tracking. And that's on desktop, but if I go in VR, I have fucking full body and everything, but I don't have face tracking or hand tracking or whatever. Kind of two opposites. Unzake! Man, one day I will have the tracking for the faces. Honestly, hand tracking, I don't care as much. I mean, sure, I wouldn't mind, but I would mainly first go for face tracking. I think that's a lot cool to Jesus, a lot cooler to have. I do a lot more funny stuff with it. Slime trackers. I've heard that those can be kind of of kind of a pain. Thankfully, when I still had money, I got myself some Tundra trackers, and they're pretty alright. They just don't work fully well in my case because I only have two 1.0 stations, so and one of them is not working at 100% anymore. Buy trackers? Too much money, I guess. Thigh trackers is insane. I mean, having trackers for your knees, for example, I can understand that, but thighs, well, what is the... Why? These brands related to here? What? 5 trackers to make it work. Really? Damn. How much is one slime tracker? Or I guess the 5, I don't know. It keeps slipping down. Yeah, I would assume so. If it's just like a normal strap, I can't imagine that it would just stay in place. Unless it was some kind of special, very specially designed strap that doesn't really move up and down somehow, I don't know. 5 package set is like... Bruh. That's like... how much I paid for 3 trackers. 3 Tundra trackers. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure the amount I paid was under 400. Man. That does suck that... I don't know where you live, but... they should fix it. I think in my case, the Tundras I got was not on the official website. It was some other website. I don't remember, but they did have a better price, and they offered more. Like they would give, it was like a whole kit. They would add the 3 Tundra trackers. They had the 3 dongles, fucking a little box as well. Or a case, I guess it's the better correct term. Little cable chargers, whatever. It was pretty good. Pretty good deal. Build sand triangles. Oh, wait. Egypt? Does that mean it's really hot in there? Or over there? Not in there. Sadly, yeah. Oh my goodness. Press 2 or 3. Ah, fucking customs, man. I always wondered how it's like living there, because in the morning, bruh. I don't Fenroid Sion. Yeah. I don't even want to. Oh god. Jesus. I fucking hate hot temperatures. I don't know. I don't want to imagine myself living in a place like that. Jesus. Today we had a max of 38. The max I've experienced here was, I think 45, 46, something like that. And that is just so bad. You can't go outside. It's like a furnace outside. Man. It's super. Yeah, I have a friend that's from over there. But I've looked into it a lot, and apparently they have like more humidity, which I know it makes it feel hotter. Also, their houses are like made to trap in heat. It's like, okay, from what I've learned is, I can understand if they say it's hotter if they're in their house, and I imagine they don't really have good AC or anything, and their house like traps in heat. I can understand that if they're saying like, oh, I'm fucking dying in this heat. I can understand that. I just want to know how it is outside, because I was comparing the humidity levels, like the average humidity levels here in Portugal where I live, to the UK, and it's actually just barely higher over there compared to here. So I just imagine that at least outside over there, if it's like 30, it can't be that bad, right? I just imagine it's like slightly worse than here, maybe. And if it is just slightly worse, it can't be that bad, right? You're harder than outside. Yeah. I can believe that part, the inside the house part. Which is, I guess, the important part for me, because I never leave the house either. Sure, yeah. Here in Portugal, our houses aren't really made to trap in much heat, because we do experience more, I guess, warmer temperatures. At least here where I live, I would say most of Portugal, temperatures don't really go below zero. There's only, I guess, a few areas in Portugal where temperatures will go below zero. There's only a couple areas as well where it might snow a bit. Here where I live, it never snows. Temperatures are always above zero, even in the winters and stuff. Maybe it goes like -1, -2 in the very, like right in the beginning of a morning in the few days of the winter. But anyway, yeah. I've only seen snow twice in my life. One time because I went to our biggest mountain. That's like, I think, almost 2 kilometers tall or something. So of course I was gonna see snow there in the winter. And second time was the first and only time I experienced snow where I lived. I don't know why it happened, but yeah, it snowed quite a bit. I don't know anything about Portugal. Yeah, I guess it's not like too different, because Portugal is right above Africa, kinda. Like it's right above the west side of Africa. We do sometimes get some sand that actually comes from Africa. Which is crazy. We get sometimes, a few times a year, we get some like sand in the winds that get carried over here, and it actually gets stuff really dirty. Like it's actually crazy how that happens sometimes. Sometimes, well, when that happens, we gotta like cover our cars with something, or else they'll get fucking dirty from the sand. Kind of insane that it travels that far. People, even in the news, they're like, oh, there's some sand coming from Africa, so we don't recommend people to be outside too much. So you don't breathe in the sand. Bad for your lungs. It only happens maybe once or twice a year, though. It's only like only happens for like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 days max a year. So yeah, it's not something that happens often. It's raining African. The African climate. Did my music end? Wait. No, it didn't. It just has this like spot in the whole 2-hour playlist where it just goes silent for a bit. It's like 2 minutes of just silence. The fuck? Okay. He is closer. Yeah. Here, it's I don't know, it's weird. We also live right next to the Atlantic Ocean. Of course the coastal, like, fucking houses that are right next to the sea and stuff, you'll notice a lot of humidity. In my case, I mean, I'm not far from the ocean. I'm like, I would say maybe 40 minutes, maybe at least from the ocean by if we go by car. But I'm really not that far. But it still feels pretty dry, I want to say. I don't know. It's probably just what I'm used to, because I don't actually, let me check my weather app. Oh damn. I guess it makes sense. I was checking, it says it says wait, it says it's 72% humidity right now, but I guess that makes sense because it's nighttime. I think earlier I saw less than 20%, so I don't know. Tomorrow though, it says it's gonna be 31. That's pretty good. Temperatures are dropping. Honestly, as long as temperature is below 30, it's pretty okay. For me, the perfect temperature is something just slightly above 20. The best I'm seeing here is 26 degrees on Saturday. It's pretty okay. Often does it rain? Not that often. Actually, I want to say this year's February was, in my opinion, the rainiest month we've ever had in years. Because it pretty much rained all month. It was actually insane. I don't remember ever experiencing something like that where it just rained over a day, just day after day after day, non-stop. It was actually insane. But usually it does not rain often here, I want to say, especially in the summer. It just rarely rains. We can go weeks without rain. Just pretty bad for agriculture and all that. Sometimes I see on the news people complaining, there's no rain, man, we need rain, our shit's gonna die. Man. Keep seeing these bats flying around. What the fuck? You know the funny thing? I don't know if you noticed, sometimes these random ass bats. Oh, I see another one. These random ass bats flying around. That's that's. It came with these like clothes I have on because I also have like some demon wings or whatever. Oh my god, there's a spider! Wait. Wait. Hold on. Bitch, come here. Die. Okay, anyway. I think it gets super rainy. Yeah, it sounds kind of similar, I guess. Over here. Yeah. Those those random ass bats came with these clothes. But the thing is, I can't I can't find the effect anywhere. I was looking through all the things in Unity. I was looking through each individual little thing. There was like no effects. So I don't know what the fuck is causing the little bats. I just couldn't find it. It's hidden on bones, maybe? I don't know. I'm not that knowledgeable yet. I only really started messing with Unity last year. It wasn't my first time. I actually did mess a bit with Unity a long time ago. I want to say maybe like, honestly, it might have been around 2021 or something. 2020, 2021, something like that. But yeah, it was a while ago. And it was when GuardChat was still on the 2.0 heavy system. Everything was more complicated. A lot more complicated. So at the time I didn't really learn too much. I think I only knew how to add like toggles to have objects show up and just put sounds and stuff. Just simple stuff. Very simple stuff. Particles on bones. I see. Guess I'll try to look into that. Yeah, I never at that time I only learned like very basic stuff. I never bothered to learn much, and since I stopped, I pretty much forgot pretty much everything. So yeah, last year I pretty much had to learn everything again. Not that I knew much to begin with, but yeah. I only remembered some very slight details, very small ones. It's funny because I was telling myself, no, I'm not gonna get into this again, this shit's complicated. But then, as I was getting a bit more into VRChat Conan and everything, I started thinking, man, I do want to be able to, you know, make my own stuff. Like, just add little things if I want to for videos or whatever. And then, yeah, I slowly started learning it again. Yeah, I'm still slowly learning. Have this one board. Yeah, sometimes I do that too. Just start looking through shit. Teaching. I'm not sure if I would have the patience to teach. Actually, now that I remember, I had someone today, actually, a friend, asked me if I could make them an Avi. They offered me money for it. I was like, what? The first time I had an offer like that. I was like, I mean, sure. Because I guess, I don't know, they were asking me how I did mine. And I told them how. I guess that was good enough for them. Like, okay, can you make me one? Sure, bud. He offered me some pretty good amount too, so you know. The rendos, oh my god. I've never made an Avi for someone else, so this will be a first. They said they only will be able to pay me like in July or something, so I'm gonna have to wait. Double commissions. Yeah, I've never. Right now I feel like I do not know enough to commission in, like make people commission me. So this was literally just a friend being like, "Yo, I like what you did. Can you do the one for me?" Pressure and expectations. Yeah. I think maybe one day, if I feel like I know enough, maybe in like a year or two, I don't know. Maybe I'll try, but I don't know. We'll see. I still need to learn a lot more, I feel like. I haven't even touched Blender at all, and I know for some things, like, you need to use Blender if you want to do certain things, but no, I have not even laid a single finger on Blender yet. I eventually will have to, because sometimes there's things that I know I'd be able to do or fix or whatever if I knew how to do it in Blender. But I don't, and then I have to ask a friend to do it, and it's just like, man, if only I could do this myself. Before, I'm sure that must have helped. I have used Blender once. I was actually back when I was in school. I did have a class where we, Jesus, messed with some programs, Blender included. I think the programs we used in those classes was Blender. There was also Premiere Pro, Photoshop. What else? Also Audacity as well. Oh, Illustrator as well. I think that's it. We have these. Man. Oh man. God. I hate one of the main reasons why I hate this heat, because my room does not have any AC. I only have AC here in my office. So if it's really hot, like it was yesterday, I have to have a fan on in my room. And I can't sleep well with a fan on, because the fan, at least the one I got, it's kind of loud. So businessman. I mean, I don't know. I call it an office, but it's just like a room where I just have my PC, you know, because I have my I have my setup in a different room than where I sleep. So like my bedroom is on the other side of the house, next to my parents' bedroom, and my little quote unquote office is on the other side of the house. Just a small little space. But yeah, I call it the office. I do business. Very important business. Business. Oh, I do all kinds of business here. Man. Shady? Nah. No. Totally normal, cool stuff. And wait, I forgot to add something to this. Oh, hold on. Oh, why are those dying? Forgot to add something to this thing where when I do this, after a little bit, it's supposed to add the little shadow thing. Shadow! I small browse up this thing, and this is it, maybe? Yeah. It. I scroll down here. Should it be this? Let me see. Hey, fixed. Boom. Damn. Thankfully, I was able to reuse a bunch of these little options that I had on the different Eevee. I just copied the scene for this to use this one. And some of the things already were working. Like the eyes. I guess they had the same name as the other base, but that was pretty cool. Oh man, can I turn off my lamp? Yeah, tracking is still good. Just gonna keep my lamp off, it's late, my eyes are getting tired. Night mode. Give me that orange light. Ugh. Man, I was thinking whenever I ran out of shit to talk or something, could try watching a video or two. I was actually just watching videos before I randomly decided, you know what, I'm gonna go live. I just finished watching a video. It's called Insane Conspiracy Theories That Turn Out True. And one of the things was that apparently, at least the US, actually has controlled the weather. I think it was in Vietnam or something. They made it rain a lot more. Apparently, it has been confirmed to be a thing, and I had no idea that they can use planes to drop a lot of water or something high up in the sky and make it rain. Why don't they do that here? Doesn't sound Portuguese. Wait, which part? There was also another thing I saw. Apparently, back in when in the Cold War and stuff, apparently the US tried using cats to spy on the Russians. I'm not lying. I mean, they tried putting microphones and like little antennas inside cats or something, some fucked up shit like that. And apparently, the one and only time they tried to use the cat for that, they released the cat, hoping that the cat would go like close to these two guys that were talking or something. And the cat just when the cat was about to cross the street, the cat got ran over by a taxi. And they were like, "Oh well, fuck this then." Oh my god. Apparently they spent millions, like more than $100 million on that whole thing. Just for the cat to get run over. Poor cat. Fucking rest in peace that one cat, but that's just kind of funny. And then after that, they tried to use like a robot bug thing. A robot dragonfly. But that also failed. Because the robot was way too light. So it would just, with the slightest breeze of the wind, it would just start flying all over the place. And that was also a failure. Hilarious. I see some pretty interesting stuff that was in this video. Man. I've been live for only an hour? Oh god, I should have started streaming sooner. Oh lord. Man. Looking at some video recommendations to see if I would feel like watching any of this. Um, 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 Okay, how about this? Reddit's most disturbing confessions. This sound good? Time to look at Reddit, I guess, in a way. Hold on. Let me get the video. Oh my god, that was so loud! My ears! Holy shit, that fucking scared the fuck out of me. Fucking Jesus fucking Christ, oh my god. What the fuck? Okay, let me... Do I use this scene? Let me try this. Yeah, let's just go on this scene. Fuck it. Browser. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta go in the corner so I don't block the half of the screen. More don't freeze right as I was about to change cameras, bro. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Okay. In the corner I go. In the corner. In the corner. Anyway. Let's see. What is this?
Confessing to something serious on the internet sounds like a terrible idea.
Video's time.
Yet people can't help themselves, and that often backfires. One man confessed to faking his father's death. Another revealed how his company was stealing money from its own employees.
On the other corner, do not block
was so
the thing.
unsettling, it made readers want to find the person behind it. Today we're diving into Reddit's most
I don't block the subtitles as much.
We'll begin with the strange cases and work our way to the most shocking. So the goal, guys, is 2.5 million subscribers by the end of 2026. So it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I will do my very best to put out the best videos.
Yeah.
In April 2013, a Reddit
The
user
meme
confessed to
confession?
taking someone's life. He thought he was safe because no one on Reddit knew his true identity. But people online just had to figure out who he was. This story began with a meme called the Confession Bear. It showed a bear that looked sad or guilty. The meme followed a two-part structure. The top line described a situation, the bottom line revealed the embarrassing secret behind it.
Usually the Confession Bear meme just admits the small things like I farted and blamed the dog, or that it actually supports the Mets. Real fun.
In April 2015, a Reddit user named Naruto posted his own version, but his confession wasn't funny. It was far darker than anything that came before it. Naruto's confession followed the same format as always. The top line explained the situation. He said his sister's boyfriend used substances and sometimes got violent. Then came the bottom line. That was his confession. He claimed he ended the boyfriend's life by giving him substances without him knowing. Authorities ruled it an overdose. He titled the post, "Finally Have the Guts to Say It." The post got a lot of attention, over 10,000 upvotes and 3,000 comments. Of course, some thought it was just dark humor, but others believed it was real. The comment section turned into a debate. As people argued, Naruto jumped in to clarify. He said, "There is some truth behind it, but I'm not saying what was true and what wasn't." Then Naruto disappeared again. Now people were convinced he actually did it, and that's when Redditors decided to bring him to justice. Naruto's Reddit account did not show his real name, but everything he posted was public. So users went through his old posts and comments. They wanted anything that could reveal his identity.
Because he used his main Reddit account, which allowed the internet hive mind to instantly access his personal information, including
I mean, good thing it did, but
jobs,
what a
locations,
dummy.
Facebook, and Twitter information.
Piece by piece, they built a profile. They figured out that Naruto was actually 24-year-old Carlton Goodbrand from San Diego. Once his name was revealed, the story spread fast. Meanwhile, in San Diego, Carlton went online and saw what was happening. People figured out he was behind the confession. His name and face were already being shared on blogs. He tried to control the situation. First, he posted on Reddit saying
he's just pure black. What the fuck?
Soon after, he deleted his Reddit account. But he wasn't done. He sent an angry email to the blog that published his name and face. He threatened legal action if they didn't remove the article. But it was too late for
Wait, redeem? Hold on. I didn't see any redeem. Oh! Shit!
Make a pussy.
I did not see that redeem at all. Also, hello. Thank you for the follow. Hey dear, hello, how you doing? Okay, wait, how long ago was that? 10 minutes ago. Okay. Let me check how long is the redeem supposed to be? 5 minutes. Okay. Fuck. Okay. before I before I go on 5 minutes fucking speaking Portuguese. God, I think I will have to change that. Because, okay, these kind of redeems that don't make any sound or anything, I made it so they don't show up in my chat. I made it so every redeem does not show up in my chat because it was making me know when I was about to get jump scared. Because sometimes people would try to scare me with some scary sounds, and I would see it pop up on the chat first, and so I wouldn't get as scared. So I disabled it from showing up on the chat at all. But now there's the issue where I don't see any redeems at all in the chat. So it makes it so that sometimes I miss some of them. I gotta find a way to maybe only show some of them or something. Okay, but anyway. It is 59 right now. Okay. Mark it now. 5 minutes. Here we go. For this. Eu não gosto nada de falar em português. Eu acho que vou ter de pôr o raio dos pontos para isto. Eu vou ter de pôr os pontos ainda mais altos. Bem.
More blogs
Bora continuar o
published the
vídeo.
story. Even worse,
Hello.
users already sent
Hello.
this
Wait up.
information to the FBI.
No, it's
Someone
up to
also
it.
contacted the San Diego Police Department. Their cold case unit opened an investigation. In the end, police never told
Eu tenho que estar a falar
the public if the
português.
confession
Que eles
was real.
deram
No arrest was made.
deram
Later, a
o
journalist
redeem
reached
do
out to
português.
Narato's sister. They asked if she ever had a boyfriend who passed away in a suspicious way. Her answer was direct. She said, "It's an ill-advised prank. I know no one who has overdosed." This confession may have been debunked, but this next one, unfortunately, was very real. The fake life confession. I've built my life and career on lies and fraud. In February 2024, a post with that title appeared on Reddit. The person behind it was anonymous. Their username was Transportation OK 4728, so we'll call him TOK. In his post, he described how he got into a top American college by lying. He even secured a full scholarship. What stood out was his tone. He sounded proud, like he beat the system, but that confidence did not last. By the end, everything came crashing down. TOK said his life of fraud began in high school in India. He had poor grades because he didn't study. Even so, he wanted to attend an American college. So when it was time to apply, he decided to cheat the system. He forged his transcripts. He changed some grades from 58% to 91%. He created an email and pretended to be his school principal. He even used ChatGPT to write his application essays. TOK applied to several colleges. Most rejected him, but Lehigh University in Pennsylvania offered him a full scholarship. It covered tuition and housing. TOK secured an opportunity he did not deserve, but that wasn't enough for him. The scholarship didn't cover his meals. Meals cost about $5,000 each year. So he told an even bigger lie.
So he decided to convince the college that he lost his father to cancer.
To make it believable, he created a fake death certificate for his father. He claimed that without his father's income, his family had nothing left. The college believed him. They extended his scholarship to cover meals. In August 2023, TOK arrived in the US to start college, but his lies did not stop. He cheated on almost every exam. When it was time to get an internship after his first year, he made a fake resume. It worked, and he got a paid internship. For almost a year, no one suspected anything.
Essa é a única maneira de conseguir trabalho.
About a scam. What happened
És aí
next
que fizeste coisas que não fizeste.
Someone who read TOK's post got mad. Very mad. To him, the confession was insulting to students who worked hard. And by taking the scholarship, TOK blocked someone more deserving. So he set out to expose TOK. He noticed something small but important. TOK's Reddit account only followed one university. That university was Lehigh. Then he found an older post
Só mais dois
building on
minutos.
campus.
Só
At
mais
that
2
point,
minutos
the
e depois
Reddit user took
tudo
action.
volta
He
para o
saved
inglês.
screenshots of the confession. Then he sent them directly to the university. About a month later, Lehigh University opened an investigation. The details in the post matched only one student, 19-year-old Aryan Anand. In April 2024, Aryan was arrested.
The 19-year-old was arrested 2 months ago on a string of charges, including felony counts of forgery and theft of services.
He faced up to 20 years in prison, but the case did not go to trial. Instead, a deal was made. Aryan pleaded guilty to forgery. In return, the university dropped the $85,000 he owed them. He was sentenced to time served. After that, he was expelled and deported back to India. His story made headlines. It became an international scandal. Aryan was found because of a university his Reddit account followed and a photo he posted. That was it. And most people have far more personal information sitting on the internet. A stranger can search your name up right now and find your phone number and your home address without doing any detective work at all. And this happened to me. A couple years ago, someone found my own information online and used it to threaten me. Then they went after my mom and dad. That was when I realized how vulnerable we really are. I tried to remove my online data myself, but there were hundreds of websites
olha o
that
anúncio
had it.
já
This is
vi.
because data broker websites make
Olha o
money
anúncio
by
a ver.
collecting your data and selling it to anyone who pays. It is insane that this is completely legal. But data brokers are also required by law to delete your information if you request it. But trust me, doing it manually for every website is
that one
nearly
is-
impossible. That's why today's sponsor, Aura, exists. Aura finds which web
5 minutes. It feels so good to be back. Also, earlier when I was doing I was trying to say just 2 more minutes and then I'll be back to English. That's what I was trying to say. Man. Yeah, I really have to find a way to have some redeems. I don't know if that's possible though, because when I was looking into it, there was only an option to have redeem show on chat or not. None of it. What was not received? What do you mean? What I was saying? I mean, yeah. I don't expect you to understand. I don't expect you to understand the neutron style. 2 more minutes. Too bad. How far can I? Oh. My leg! Ah! And you don't seem to understand. Let me break it down for you, Mark.
websites have your data and requests removals automatically. After a couple of weeks, you'll get less spam calls, less junk mail, and your private data
Yeah.
to make sure
Also, right before the ad, I was saying in Portuguese. I was saying, look, the ad is about to come. Watch.
you're protected from every
was like,
angle. And run.
Hit or
In
run.
July 1996, a mother and child
It's Reddit's most disturbing confessions.
were involved in a hit and run. The child survived, but the mother didn't. The community was shaken. What made it
Damn.
worse was that the driver was never found. For nearly 30 years,
Imagine. I was gonna say, imagine losing your baby. You know what? Never mind. I can't.
the case remained unsolved.
30
Then
years?
in
Well,
May
what is 30 years?
2025,
What is
an
this about?
anonymous Reddit user claimed he was the driver. The confession started with a simple question on Reddit. What is the most messed up thing you have ever done? Most people shared minor regrets, but one response stood out. A user said he was involved in a hit and run in California
In 96?
1996. A woman and child were affected, but he said he got away scot-free. He even gave a location. It happened at the intersection of Van Owen Street and Louise Avenue. He said he was only confessing because the statute of limitations already passed. That meant he could no longer be charged for the crime. One user decided
sure?
to check if the story
I don't know. I've heard stories of people that were that were that were sent to prison for crimes they committed a long time ago. Like people that are already super old but committed crimes when they were, like, I don't know, just decades and decades ago, and they were still arrested for it. So I don't know. I don't think
it was real. They searched the location and found an article from the LA Times.
That article, along with others from the time, not only confirmed the OP's claims, but
now
also
I'm hungry
revealed
again,
the
so I can
horrifying
finish my
details of what actually happened that day.
The article listed victims. They were Ruby Moreno and her daughter. The driver did not
Depends
stop
on
to
the
help.
crime.
He even hit
Oh,
another
I see.
car while escaping. Ruby passed away, but her daughter survived.
Actually, yeah, that does make sense. I know over here, for things like speeding, like speeding tickets or something, whatever, even if they're pretty bad, I believe if you do not receive anything about a speeding ticket that you were supposed to receive, if you don't receive it within 1 year, I think if you receive it past a year, you don't have to pay it. I believe that's a thing here. So if they take way too long to send you the ticket, you don't have to pay it, which is great.
No one was ever arrested. Reddit users were furious, but one detail made them even more upset. The report suggested the driver was probably intoxicated, and that likely caused the crash. People wanted answers, so they asked him directly, "Were you drunk?" As the article says, he admitted that he was. Then the questions became more personal. Users asked how he could live with himself knowing what he did. Some called him stone cold. He defended himself, saying this:
It's been 30 years. That child probably has children of its own. I seem stone cold because I've already been through all the stages of emotions.
The accident actually happened, but parts
True, I mean, yeah, it is something that already happened 30 years ago. It wouldn't make sense that right now, if he was talking about it, even if at the time he felt super bad about it, whatever, and went through a lot of stress because of it, it has been 30 years, so it makes sense that he would not really be talking about it in a way of being like, oh shit, it's like, oh, I feel so bad. You know, I don't know. I mean, if that was me, I would still feel bad about it, but I don't know. I can't really tell. I can't really say much because it's not like something like that has actually happened to me, so I can't really comment much on it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's about where my logic ends. Conclusion. Never mind. I can't. I can't really. Conclusion. Never mind.
of his confession didn't match the article that reported the incident. The biggest issue was how he escaped. The Reddit user said he sped away in his car, but the article told a different story. It said the driver drove into a curb, jumped out of the car, and fled on foot. That difference raised doubts.
He maybe stumbled upon the 1996 article online, memorized key details like the year and the street name to make it seem real, and then fabricated the rest of the story.
Just in case, people sent screenshots of the confession to California police. But the status of the case did not change. According to official records, the hit and run is still unsolved. This next person was wanted for murder and actively posted about it online.
Oh boy.
The murder confession. When someone is accused of a crime, they usually do one of two things. They defend themselves in court or they go on the run. In May 2017, one man did both. He ran from the police, and at the same time, he told this story online. The post was titled, "Wanted for Kitchener Murder, My Side." This is the case that the post was talking about. A woman named Melinda was found lifeless in her apartment in Ontario, Canada. Police opened an investigation. The primary suspect was Melinda's 24-year-old boyfriend. His name was Agar Hassan, but they couldn't find him. He was on the run. Police made a tweet declaring Agar wanted, but by then Agar was far gone. Cameras caught him crossing the border from Canada into the United States. Soon after, cameras picked him up again, this time in Pennsylvania. He was seen taking a license plate from a parked car. Police believed he was heading toward Mexico. They spread his wanted posters across the internet. While on the run, Agar went on Reddit. He wrote a long post telling his side of the story. In the post, Agar admitted to ending ruining his girlfriend's life, but he claimed it was an accident, that he did it in self-defense. He also said he wasn't planning to run forever. He just needed time to process everything before turning himself in. He also shared photos and messages between himself and Melinda. The Reddit post went viral. It seemed like a Hollywood movie, a wanted suspect explaining his side on Reddit. Police saw the post and called it potential evidence. Soon after, Agur's Reddit account was suspended, but it didn't matter. Screenshots of his confession spread everywhere. Meanwhile, police waited. In his confession, Agur promised to surrender, but he never did. For 2 months, Agur stayed out of sight, but he did not stay quiet. He kept posting online. On Instagram, he shared a photo of himself and Melinda. The caption read, "I regret every negative thing I ever did to you." Then he did something heartless. Insane. He sent a message to Melinda's mother, blaming her for the murder. He used a new account and pretended to be a stranger.
Just an outsider looking in. Sorry about what happened to your daughter. However, it seems like this could have been avoided had you not let her stay in the apartment after he broke in the first time. Partially your fault.
Around the same time, a
that is
separate
insane.
case was unfolding in Texas. The Secret Service was investigating a counterfeit money operation. Their investigation led them to an address in San Antonio. Officers raided the location and detained several suspects. One of them was Agur Hassan. They found him by chance. He was arrested immediately. In 2018, Agur was extradited to Canada to face trial. Years later, a verdict was reached.
Agur Hassan has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the 2017 killing of his ex-girlfriend Melinda Vasiliev.
He was sentenced to life in prison. The person in our next chapter convinced millions of people that they were being robbed. The whistleblower's confession. In January 2026, a Reddit user accused food delivery apps of scamming customers. He said he knew because he was a software developer at a big delivery company. So he wrote a long post exposing everything. When you place a food order for delivery, you often see extra charges. Each one is supposed to do something different. One is called a priority fee. Paying it is supposed to move your order to the front of the line. That means you get your food faster. Another is called a driver benefit fee. This fee is meant to help support drivers, like helping with healthcare or insurance. But this anonymous person on Reddit claimed it was all a lie. The post was titled, "I'm a developer for a major food delivery app. The priority fee and driver benefit fee go 100% to the company. The driver sees $0 of it." Then he explained how the supposed scam worked. He started with the priority fee. He claimed the app slows down normal orders on purpose. So when you pay for priority, your order is not actually sped up. It just removes the delay the app created.
What you're getting is a delay when you choose the regular option of up to 10 minutes, but there's no delay if you choose the priority order.
In other words,
oh my God,
the fee
this
is
dude not have one eye.
faster service. It is to avoid the delay that
Does
was
he not
added
wear
in
an
the
eye
first
patch or
place.
something?
Then he shifted to drivers. He said the food delivery companies take advantage of them. According to him, the app tracks driver behavior. Then it assigns something called a desperation score for each driver.
If a driver usually logs on at 10 p.m. and accepts every garbage $3 order instantly without hesitation, the algo tags them as high desperation.
Once a driver is labeled desperate, the system stops giving them high-paying orders. The logic was simple. If a driver will accept low pay, there is no reason to offer more. So the app keeps sending them low-paying orders. Then he moved to tipping. He said the app can predict which customers will tip well. When that happens, the company lowers the base pay for that delivery driver.
The result is that your generosity isn't rewarding the driver, it's subsidizing us. You're paying their wage so we don't have to.
Finally, he explained the driver benefit fee. Most people believe this
is
money
actually
goes
insane.
toward drivers' welfare. The post claimed it does not.
In reality, that money goes straight to a corporate slush fund used to lobby against driver unions.
The company just keeps all of it. The confession went viral. It got over 87,000 upvotes. Someone shared a screenshot of the confession on X. It got 37 million views. People were angry. One wrote, "I pay the extra for priority on every single order and never tip less than 30% for these apps." So knowing it's not actually helping any of the people really annoys me. People started deleting their food delivery apps in protest. DoorDash and Uber Eats were hit the hardest. It was a serious problem. The companies had to do something to save the situation. The Reddit post didn't mention a specific food delivery app, but many felt the pressure to respond. An Uber Eats official said the claims were completely made up. Then DoorDash spoke up.
DoorDash is lashing out at a viral Reddit post that may or may not be referring to his company.
The CEO said this was not happening at his company. Still, people weren't convinced.
Quite an emotional response for something that has nothing to do with you, am I right?
Drivers also shared their views. Some said the claims matched what they experienced.
If you asked 1,000 drivers on the street, 995 of them would say, yeah, I experienced that.
At that point, a reporter decided to investigate the story. His name was Casey Newton. Newton reached out to the Reddit user who made the post. He asked for proof that the claims were true. The whistleblower sent a photo of an Uber Eats employee badge. The name was blurred to protect his identity. He also sent an 18-page internal document from Uber Eats.
The Reddit poster gave him what he claimed was an 18-page internal Uber memo, each page marked confidential.
The document supported every claim perfectly, but the reporter was uneasy. Why would a company be dumb enough to write something like this? It would obviously get them into trouble.
It was sort of a cartoon villain's document about how you would exploit a human being to the absolute maximum.
Newton decided to fact check. It turns out the badge itself wasn't real.
I would later learn that it had been generated by AI.
He checked the document too. It was also AI generated. Newton published his findings in an article, debunking the AI food delivery hoax that fooled Reddit. He explained how the entire Reddit confession was false. Shortly after, Reddit moderators removed the post. No one knows who the whistleblower was or why he made a fake confession. Thankfully, the story was proven false. Despite that, many people still believe the claims are true. This next chapter is about a childhood secret that someone carried for 30 years before finally confessing. The missing person's confession. In 2016, a question appeared.
I have done food delivery, but I can't really say I've
ended
experienced
someone
that.
What went wrong? One
I
reply
think
was
it's
from a
hard to
man
say
with
because I
a
haven't done it
30-year-old
much.
secret. He wanted to come clean about something bad he did as a kid. He began by describing his childhood in Missouri. He and his friends had a secret hangout near a dirt cliff. One afternoon, they went there as usual, but someone was already sitting in their special spot. It was another boy from the neighborhood. He had a learning disability. They told him to leave. He refused. The boy started throwing dirt and stones. The group reacted by chasing him. The boy ran near the edge of the cliff, and then the unthinkable happened. He fell. You can guess what happened. The boys made a pact. They would never talk about it. For years, they kept that promise. But the silence didn't last forever. 30 years later, one of the boys shared the story on Reddit. The post got a lot of attention, but one detail made readers suspicious. In the confession, he wrote that his memory had a lot of
I assume it probably, I don't know, maybe got downvoted a lot, but it's just funny when he says got a lot of attention and you just see one number. I know he's trying about to replace, which should be 43. I don't know, it's
attention, but one detail made readers suspicious. In the confession, he wrote that his memory gets pretty fuzzy around the moment of the fall, like he wasn't sure how it really happened.
Many people to believe that maybe him or one of the other boys actually pushed him.
People also questioned how they kept the secret for so long. If it was an accident, it would be hard to cover up.
I cannot imagine a world where nobody would go home and cry. Like, you'd be crying to your parents about what happened.
Some began to wonder if it was not an accident at all. They wanted to find the person behind the post, then they found a way. They realized the confession included a photo of the general area where the fall occurred. The image showed the cliff, and that gave them a starting point. Internet detectives got to work. They studied the landscape in the photo. Soon they traced it to St. Charles in Missouri. From there, they searched old missing persons cases in that area. They found a possible match, a boy named Scott Clischulte. He disappeared in June 1988.
30 years ago today, 9-year-old
wasn't it 86 though that it happened?
Without a trace. He hasn't been seen
Or
since. But
87?
According to reports, Scott went into the woods to play. He never came back. Over time, the case went cold. Reddit users believed this case was linked to the Reddit confession. The timing matched, the location matched, the cliff in the photo was only a mile away from where Scott was last seen. They were so certain that they contacted the police.
The person that was finding all this information out actually did report the post to law enforcement in case this could help them solve a missing persons case, but nobody ever heard back.
But investigators weren't convinced. They believed Scott was kidnapped.
The information on the Reddit thread, it was forwarded to law enforcement. However, it seems the police are still going with the abduction theory.
The Reddit confession did not help solve the case. Scott Cleeschulte is still missing. The post was later deleted, and the Reddit user behind it was never heard from.
Oh, I have to check now because I'm pretty sure it said it was either 86 or 87, not 88. Why am I tripping?
You can guess what happened. The boys made a pact. They would never talk about it. For years.
Yeah, they did so 86 here. Was it just that just wrong? Did they put that wrong there?
Did someone what went wrong? Bad he did as a kid. He began by describing his
In the 80s.
childhood in Missouri.
Does he mention any year at all? I don't see any years. Just him talking about that it was in the 80s. I don't know.
A boy
enforcement in case nobody
on the theory.
From again. This confession came from
Dark
a criminal
web.
on the dark web, but he wasn't confessing because he felt bad about breaking the law. He was admitting to a mistake that led to multiple people losing their lives. The Reddit post was titled, "I am responsible for the demise of several people." To explain what happened, he started from the beginning. He said he never wanted a corporate job, so he chose a different path. He started selling illegal substances, but meeting buyers in person made him uneasy. He was afraid of getting arrested, so he moved everything online. He found a marketplace on the dark web and created a vendor profile. Orders started coming in. The business grew fast.
Things were going well, and even upgraded from selling just 3 substances to shipping several much more potent options as well.
He tracked every order using an Excel spreadsheet. Over time, he focused on 2 main substances. Both were powders. They looked the same, but they were very different. One was less harmful. The other was extremely dangerous, especially if too much was taken. The vendor handled everything himself. He
Why are we not
checked
saying what it
orders,
is, though?
packed them, and shipped them out. The process wasn't perfect, though, and one day, it failed. While packing orders, he mixed up the 2 identical substances. He sent the wrong product to the wrong people. What happened next was tragic. He didn't realize the mistake for some time. He kept running his business like normal. Then a message appeared in his inbox. A customer complained that their friend passed away after using the product. That's when the vendor checked.
So it's right there. Fucking mescaline, whatever that is. If it's right there, just say it. Why are we just saying the product?
His supply and realized the mix-up. As time passed, he learned the full impact. 4 buyers who received the wrong package.
Maybe it's a
passed away.
YouTube
He said
thing,
He
I
was
don't know.
overwhelmed with guilt, so he shut down his dark web store immediately. After that, he got a job at a restaurant. He said he never sold substances again, but the guilt stayed with him. After reading his confession, many users responded. Most showed support. They gave advice, showed sympathy, and told him to seek therapy. The confession is still online as of today. These confessions didn't destroy people's lives. Their choices did. The confession was just the moment the world found out. So my friends, make the right decisions even when no one is looking. Visual Venture.
Cool. Let me probably watch just one more before I go sleep. How about maybe this one? Disturbing internet legends that turn out true. Whoa. Alright. One more vid before bed. I am tired. I'm dying.
The internet is filled with terrifying rumors, but we did the research and found out some of the worst ones were actually real. From a game so disgusting that it was reported to the police to a serial killer that lured their victims using the internet. Today we'll dive into disturbing internet legends that are actually true. The goal, guys, is 2.5 million subscribers by the end of 2026. It is a crazy goal, so it would mean the world if you subscribe. And I will do my very best to put out the best videos I possibly can for you. I'm Visual Venture and you are awesome. The legend of the slave master.
Anyway,
In the early 2000s, internet users received a disturbing email. The first line alone made people freeze. If a guy by the name of Slave Master contacts you, do not answer. He has ended 56 women that he has talked to on the internet. The email caused panic as it spread. Soon, the Slave Master became one of the internet's darkest legends. But no one knew if the story was true. The email about the Slave Master was actually chainmail. In the early days of the internet, people would get emails with creepy stories and forward them to others. It was almost impossible to find who originally wrote the message. One of those chainmails spoke about a serial killer called the Slave Master. It claimed he searched for victims in internet chat rooms. The Slave Master would convince his online friends to meet him in person, and when they arrived, he ended them. The rumor created paranoia across the internet. People wondered if one of their online friends could secretly be the Slave Master, so they kept forwarding the email to warn others. As the story spread, some people added new details. Soon, different versions of the email were circulating, but the warning always stayed the same. Beware of the Slave Master. People even called him the internet's first serial killer, but not everyone was worried. Chain emails were notorious for spreading fake stories.
No one was exactly sure what to think. Many just dismissed the message and deleted it. More of the same internet shenanigans.
However, the story was not completely made up. The legend of the Slave Master was based on a real man. His name was John Edward Robinson. He lived in Kansas City, Missouri, and he went on a crime spree in the 1980s and 90s. He targeted women who were lonely or having money problems. He often promised them jobs or romantic relationships. When they got close, he brutally...
Jesus. I almost choked on bread. I do have a story of something that honestly could have turned out bad, but I followed my gut that was telling me, this doesn't sound very good. This doesn't sound very real. I'm gonna say no. So, this was earlier this year. I was looking for jobs, right? And I found this nice job. It said that they wanted someone to do deliveries for this restaurant, right? Like food deliveries. I applied. I was searching online for like the name of the restaurant. I couldn't find a restaurant at the address that they were saying that it was supposed to be. And then I found a different address and it was just showing this house kind of in the middle of nowhere. Then I eventually did find an address for a restaurant, but it was a completely different name. So I don't know, it seems very fishy. And then like the day after, a few days after, I don't know, someone calls me from that job. It's a lady. And she's like fucking outside in the street or something. Cause I can just hear cars going, just passing by her. It really just sounds like she's just standing outside on next to the street. It's like fucking loud ass cars honking and shit. And I can barely hear her over the noise. And she's just talking, saying like, oh yeah, we're in this job. We mentioned the delivery stuff, but we're also looking for someone to stay at the counter and stuff, which was not mentioned in the job description at all, by the way. The job description only mentioned doing deliveries. But anyway, I had that. And then I asked her eventually. Actually, she asked me some things. I don't remember what they were, honestly, probably just basic interview stuff. Eventually, I asked her if she could send me the info that she had told me through like a text or an email or whatever. But she said, oh, sorry, no. I can't do that because, I mean, that's not something that's done usually in these kind of things. Like other companies don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they do. By the way. Yes, they do. Anyway, she was like, oh, but if you agree, like, give me, I need like a response today, till 8 p.m. so that we can schedule an in-person interview. But it needs to be you need to tell me if you were interested in this today. And I'm like, this was in the morning, I believe. I was like, okay, fine. I promise I'll give you a response today before 8 p.m. Or 6 p.m. And then yeah, I started thinking about it. I was just thinking, oh, this is just way too weird. I don't like this. And also, it doesn't help that I'm pretty sure I found this job on a website that's not that known to be a place to find jobs. It's a website it's mainly used for people to just sell shit or just buy used stuff. It kind of recently also had a like a section for people to put some job offers and stuff, but yeah, that's where I found it. But yeah, right before 6 p.m. I eventually send her a message saying sorry, not interested. I'm saying I'm glad I did, because that just sounded so fishy. It just something wasn't right about it. And I told that to my parents and stuff, and even my sister commented saying, oh, sometimes this is how shit like human trafficking starts. I'm like, ugh. My god. Yeah.
Ended them.
Continue
But Robinson didn't look like someone people would fear. He was a good-looking man with a steady job, a wife, and kids.
Meanwhile, he cultivated this public image of himself as the ultimate family man and pillar of the community.
That image helped him avoid suspicion for years. At first, Robinson chose victims from his own city, but in the early 1990s, he started hunting on the internet. He joined chat rooms and talked to women across the country. His online username was actually Slave Master. One of his first chat room victims lived in California. She had a disabled daughter and was struggling to pay her bills. Robinson met her online and promised to help.
He offered Sheila a job, as well as promising to support her and her 15-year-old disabled daughter, Debbie.
He convinced her to travel to Kansas City, but when she arrived, Robinson ended both her and her daughter. The others suffered the same fate.
And they
he also paid for the tickets?
Flying other women out to Kansas and putting them up in rooms at the same extended stay hotel.
What?
One by one, Robinson kept ending them. Sometimes he got romantically involved with the women first, then at the right moment he would strike.
Dude.
It seemed like he would never be caught, but eventually one
Actually
victim fought
insane.
back. In June 2000, Robinson got into a fight with a woman he was having an affair with. She escaped and ran to the police, and her reports set off the chain reaction that exposed everything. Robinson was arrested for being violent.
With Robinson now in custody, authorities executed
For
search
being
warrants
violent?
on his multiple properties.
Police were shocked by what they found. There were remains of several missing women hidden on the property. Robinson was
Bro.
convicted of ending 8 victims, but police believe the real number may be higher. He was sentenced to execution. The media followed the case closely. Around that same time, emails about Slave Master started showing up online. Someone probably saw the news and wrote a message to warn others about him. Then the story spread across the internet. And over time, a real warning slowly turned into an urban legend. The legend of the Slave Master. The Slave Master used the internet to hunt. And the reason it worked was simple. He found his victims online and messaged them. But in today's
So wait,
age, not
why did
only
it become
can
a legend then?
complete
If
stranger
it
message
was
you,
known
but
that
now
it
they
was
can
a thing
search
that
your name
happened.
and find your email address, home phone number, and even your home address in minutes. And this happened to me.
Okay,
Someone found
okay.
my
At time, right. Wait. Yeah, that's part of the other.
another internet myth, but some decided to investigate, and they weren't ready for what they uncovered. Internet users searched for a real case that matched the story. If they could find one, it would prove the legend was true. At first, they made little progress. Just as they were about to give up, a reporter found a nearly
what was it? The legend
case.
what?
It happened in July 1996. The location was a travel lodge in Pasadena, California. A couple checked into a room there. Right away, they noticed a terrible smell, but they couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
It smells like
What they did
shit.
not know was this. A previous guest ended the life of a 23-year-old woman, and her remains were hidden inside the bed frame. The couple slept just inches above the body. The next morning, the couple checked out because of the smell. In the following days,
they
other
managed
people
to
checked
sleep
into
there
the
with
same
that
room.
smell?
Every guest complained. In the end, staff searched the room. That was when they found the body. The 1996 Pasadena case proved the internet legend was real. But it was just the start. People online started finding more real-life stories just like it. In 1982, a similar crime happened in New Jersey. Two men ended their business partner in a motel room. They hid the body under the bed and left. Days later, guests in the room complained about a terrible smell. The body was discovered. Another case happened in 1988.
How are these people just dealing with the smell?
Spent the night in a room with a body under the bed.
Bro.
Once again, the smell exposed the crime. People kept finding more examples. There was an incident in Florida in 1994, another in New Jersey in 1999, one in
Thankfully, I don't know what that smells like, but I would assume it would be a pretty strong smell, right? Well, anyway.
in Thailand, another just recently in Tibet. At that point, the truth was clear. This was not just an internet legend. It was something that happened again and again, a disturbing pattern hidden in plain sight. The people in our next chapter went looking for a game hidden on the dark web. What they found was reported to the police. The legend of Sad Satan. People online claimed Sad Satan was a sick game hidden on the dark web.
Oh, I
At
think
first,
I've
no
heard
one
of
thought
this.
it was real. Then someone managed to find it, but the game they found was so unsettling it was reported to the police. Most people first heard about Sad Satan in June 2015. A YouTube channel called Obscure Horror Corner uploaded clips of themselves playing the game.
There's 5 parts to Obscure Horror Corner's playthrough of Sad Satan. Most of it is more of the same.
The footage showed a player walking through a dark, endless maze. There were no enemies.
I think it shows you images from the deep web or something.
Really happened.
I
But
really
it has
fucked
an
up
odd
images.
feeling about it and kind of freaks me out.
The game made no sense. People who played it struggled to explain it.
Summarize this playthrough as simply him wandering around and getting teleported to different sections of the maze.
It was just unsettling. The channel that posted the footage claimed the game came from the dark web. They even shared a download link, but when people tried the link, it didn't work. And no one could find the game anywhere on the open web. News about the Sad Satan game spread fast. More people became curious. Users on Reddit and 4chan searched for it like a hidden treasure, but no one found anything. Then a new theory emerged. Maybe the game didn't exist. Maybe the YouTuber whose real name was Jamie created fake gameplay footage for attention.
A lot of rumors pointed towards Jamie fabricating the entire story.
For a while, that explanation made the most sense. Then one day, the game suddenly appeared. Weeks after the search began, a 4chan user named ZK made a post.
What you've seen on YouTube isn't right. Don't believe that coward Obscure Horror Corner. He did not show you what was truly in this game. Signed, ZK.
The post included a download link. It was the Sad Satan game, and it was far darker than anything shown on YouTube. Some parts looked the same. Players still walked through a dark maze, but this version included gore and other illegal pictures. The type of
that's what I
content that could
remember.
get someone arrested.
The version that surfaced later
Why does he have a
wasn't
spoon?
just disturbing, it was illegal. I mean, the creator was actually sharing CP.
The audio made it worse. There were
Cyber-
screams in the
tell
background.
me it's
At one
cyberpunk.
point, speeches from Hitler played in the background. Images of serial killers and military dictators randomly flashed across the screen. People went back to the YouTuber to confirm if it was the same game. He confirmed that he saw the disturbing content when he played the game. He just chose not to show it in his YouTube videos. People were worried such a game existed.
This game isn't a mystery.
I don't think that's something you.
It is real.
This
And
kind
the
of stuff.
disturbing
I don't
imagery
think you
shown
can
in
show
it
that on
is
YouTube.
also very real.
The pictures in the game were so disturbing that someone alerted the police. By then, dozens of people already downloaded it, and they did not have a positive experience playing it. Many said it left them deeply disturbed. One TikToker called the game a torture experience. But the legend of Sad Satan didn't end there. There was one final twist. The YouTuber who uploaded the gameplay suddenly disappeared. He just abandoned his YouTube channel without explanation. To this day, no one knows who created Sad Satan. Did it really come from the dark web, or was it a carefully planned hoax? There's no clear answer. All we know is this: the game actually exists. The woman in our next chapter was considered paranoid by everyone
Scary.
around her. Then her worst fear came true. The legend of the Candyman. This legend is straightforward. It says if you stand in front of a mirror and say Candyman 5 times, something terrible will happen. The Candyman will magically appear in the room, and he will end the life of the person who summoned him. According to the legend, Candyman is not human. He's an evil spirit that can enter our world through mirrors. The earliest mention of Candyman was in a short story from 1985.
Candyman?
It was titled The Forbidden. The story described Candyman as a jaundiced, hooked-handed creature wearing a patchwork coat. It created a disturbing image. A few years later, Hollywood made a movie about the Candyman.
Come with me. What's behind the mirror?
The film became a horror cult classic. Then the internet was created and it added more fuel to the fire. The Candyman legend began spreading through chain emails. People treated it like a challenge. Friends dared each other to test it. Those who tried it shared their stories online. Some claimed they heard noises right after saying his name. Others said they saw strange shapes in the mirror. These stories turned Candyman into an internet boogeyman. Anyone who saw the Candyman movie noticed something interesting. The spirit didn't show up in just any mirror. He mostly appeared in bathroom mirrors. That detail in the movie wasn't random. Although this version of the legend was fake, it was inspired by a real-life case. The Candyman story was linked to a crime from the late 1980s. The victim was 52-year-old Ruthie McCoy. Ruthie had 2 major problems. First, she lived in a bad neighborhood.
This particular apartment building was considered to be one of the most dangerous places in all of Chicago.
Her second problem was more personal. Ruthie struggled with mental health issues. Her condition made her extremely paranoid. Neighbors often saw her talking to herself and shouting at strangers. At one point, she walked around carrying a stick for protection. She also checked the locks in her home again and again. In April 1987, her fears became real. Ruthie was in her apartment when she noticed her bathroom mirror began to move. The mirror was attached to the wall. At first, it shifted slightly. Then it started shaking violently. It looked like someone was trying to break through from the other side. Ruthie called 911. She said something was trying to come through the bathroom. Before help arrived, the mirror broke loose and crashed to the floor.
The mirror was gone, and in its
Oh,
place
shame, it's the
was this
bullet.
big dark hole on the wall, almost like an entrance to a dark tunnel.
Moments later, intruders came through that opening. No one knows how many there were, but they robbed Ruthie and fled.
Stole her TV, they stole her rocking chair and some other things.
By the time police arrived, Ruthie was lifeless on the bathroom floor. The intruders ended her before escaping. Investigators later discovered how the attackers got inside. Ruthie's apartment building had an unusual design. There was a crawl space behind the bathroom walls. That space was for plumbing and maintenance work. The bathroom mirror covered an opening into that space. That meant someone could crawl through the hidden space and come out through the bathroom mirror. That was exactly what happened to Ruthie. The intruders broke into an empty apartment next door. They removed the bathroom's mirror cabinet, entered the crawl space, and forced their way into Ruthie's bathroom. They unfortunately got away with it. No one was ever convicted for ending Ruthie. The media picked up the story. Magazines printed creepy headlines saying they came in through the bathroom mirror. The case felt like a nightmare come true, and it became famous. 5 years later, the Candyman movie was released. The writer admitted that he based parts of the story on Ruthie McCoy's case, but instead of real criminals coming through the mirror, the film used an evil spirit, and it borrowed the name Candyman from the short story from the 1980s. Over time, Candyman became part of internet culture. He's still popular today. Candyman has been referenced in songs and shows and even movies. The man in our next chapter was loved by everyone in his neighborhood. Nobody suspected a thing. The legend of the killer clown. Almost everyone online has heard something about evil clowns, but most of those fears trace back to a single story. In the late 1990s, a chainmail titled The Clown Statue began to spread. It told the story of a couple going out for the night. They hired a babysitter to watch their kids. After they left, the babysitter noticed a clown statue. It was standing in the corner of the room, and it made her feel uneasy. Later, the parents called to check in. The babysitter said everything was fine, but she had one request. She asked if she could put a sheet or blanket over the clown statue.
These white
the parents panicked.
screens are
Their voices
starting to
became
turn into
firm and serious. They said 3
a
lines.
flashback
Take
for
the
me.
children and go to the
I'm too
neighbors.
tired
We'll
for
call
these
the
white
police.
screens.
We don't have a clown statue. According to the story, the statue was not a statue at all. It was a person dressed as a clown. In some versions, he was an escaped mental patient. In others, he was a serial killer. But in every version, he was waiting for the right moment to strike. The story spread during the 1990s and 2000s. At the same time, Hollywood released movies about killer clowns. People started to fear clowns more and more. And soon that fear moved beyond stories. Pranksters started dressing up as clowns and scaring others in public.
Creepy clowns. It's a phenomenon sweeping the country right now with thousands of alleged sightings, and now there are reports right
I do
here in
remember
LA.
this
Photos
very well.
of creepy clowns walking the streets went viral. News stations began reporting on clowns.
Yeah, a lot of people saying this is actually really a scary thing. The clown apparently hasn't
Became
said
a
anything
very
to
big
anyone.
thing, I
He or
remember.
she just stands there with balloons.
People created Facebook groups to track evil clown sightings. Reports came in from multiple countries, including Canada, Australia, and Britain. The fear kept growing. Some people began carrying firearms to protect themselves from the clowns. One woman said, "I'm terrified of clowns already, and if one messes with me or my kids, it'll be to the hospital or morgue they go." In some places, the panic got so bad that clown costumes were banned. A recent survey showed that 53% of adults are scared of clowns in some way. But the idea of a killer clown isn't just fiction. There was a real one. This is John Wayne Gacy. He lived in Chicago during the 1970s. John loved to dress up as a clown and perform for kids. He called himself Pogo the Clown.
He could regularly be found entertaining kids at his local children's hospital or children's parties.
But behind his clown smile, John, aka Pogo, had
He's
a dark
crying,
side. Between
I think.
1972 and
Hard
1978,
to tell by the
ended
vocal
dozens
quality.
of people. He lured victims to his home by offering them jobs. Once inside, he would offer to show them a magic trick. When they let their guard down, he ended them. He hid the bodies in a crawl space under his house. For years, no one suspected him. Then he slipped up. In December 1978, he met a young man at a pharmacy. He offered him a job and brought him home. The next day, the victim's mother reported him missing. Witnesses said they saw John with him. Police started looking into John. Eventually, officers raided his home. Inside, they found the truth.
There they discovered the remains of a decomposing body in a hidden crawl space beneath the house.
During questioning, John made a chilling remark. "You know, clowns can get away with murder." He was found guilty of ending at least 33 people. He was executed in 1994, but his legacy lived on. The media was fascinated that John also worked as a clown. They made documentaries about him. Reporters dubbed him the Killer Clown, and his story helped shape the internet legend that we know today. This next chapter is about something happening on the internet right now that most people have no idea about. The dead internet theory. When we use social media, we assume we're interacting with real people. We expect a real person behind every comment, like, and share. But that might not be true. It's called the dead internet theory. It claims that many of the people we interact with online are machines pretending to be human. It might sound ridiculous, but there's a reason people started to believe it. In the late 2010s, some internet users
I'm so
noticed
tired.
strange patterns online. They saw
I'm like-
identical comments.
I can't even. I think I'm even paying attention anymore. Alright. Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm doing this. I'm dying. Okay. I'm dying. Yeah, okay. Gotta end the stream. I'm fucking Yeah, alright. I go bye. Bye. On next one. I go up.